Everyone, welcome to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about why I'm going to be creating, and I'm actually in the process of creating, a mega print-on-demand store or a superstore. And I've spoken about many times before that you have to niche down, you have to do certain things, but I do want to talk about a lot of the different, and obviously I'm going to answer a lot of the different questions that you guys probably have about this. But if you're familiar with the channel, for the last few days, maybe 3-4 days, I've been talking about this company that I'm using for print on demand, and I have a 6-month coupon code for users of the Pinterest course, people who sign up to the Pinterest course, who learn Pinterest advertising. For those who want to know, it's right here. They get access to 6-month access to the print on demand company that I'm using for free. So a lot of different things that are going on behind the scenes. And something that I do want to talk about is my structure and kind of like my game plan. But specifically, I want to target this towards my long-term goals with this company and how I'm going to use it for myself. And maybe it might inspire somebody to go out there and do the same thing for themselves. So for those who don't know, the company that I'm using for the print on demand currently is called Printbase. Now, to be clear, I don't want this to be conflated with my past stores, my past businesses, and things like that generate passive income, which for me, was on Shopify, different stores, different websites, things like that. The only reason I moved over is because this gives me a little bit of control. And to say that I moved over wouldn't be the right word exactly, because that implies that I left these platforms completely, like Shopify and things like that. And that's not true, because those stores still exist on that platform or those platforms. And all the things that produced for me an income in the past still exist. They're not leaving. I'm not selling them. I'm not getting rid of them. But I'm specifically moving into a way into the future where I specifically have more control. And that's extremely important to me here in 2023 and beyond, because I'm seeing more of these signals and more of these alarming kind of I guess you could say, notions towards lack of control with people's assets. Now, what I'm referring to is your artwork. I'm referring to your artwork. And, the landscape of 2021, of when we were able to upload content to our print-on-demand stores like Redbubble, like Zazzle, like Merch by Amazon, is just simply not the same landscape. It's not. There's more control. There's less flexibility. There's less freedom. And more importantly, nobody's going to value you as much as you yourself. So I don't want to be in a position where I only rely on a particular website's income, such as Redbubble, for example, and then wake up the next day with all my accounts gone, because that's a very, very realistic possibility. Now, am I going to talk about Redbubble in the future? Have I talked about it in the past? Absolutely. People even know I've created courses around Redbubble tagging, around Redbubble designing, and those courses wouldn't exist if it wasn't for me achieving great success in those landscapes. But with that, without further ado, I'm going to talk about my game plan for what I'm going to do here with Printbase. So if you want to get on Printbase and give it a shot, we got a 14-day free trial link in the description box down below, assuming you're not a member of the Pinterest course, of course. But regardless, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a number of stores, and I already have started these stores, and I'm already generating from these stores, but I'll kind of explain it. So the first store that I have is going to be the largest one, is what I call a superstore. And the superstore's context is going to be a store with as many designs as humanly possible. In fact, my goal is to, and this is going to be an audacious goal, but with everything that I'm doing now, anywhere from 10,000 to 15,000, maybe even past that, up to 20,000 designs by the time these 6 months end. So in about 5 months, I want to have that many designs on the Superstore. Now, my whole logic behind this is that every single design will be SEO researched, and all the SEO will be worked on behind the scenes. And the whole point of this is that when people search things on Google, they'll find that particular design, they'll they'll purchase a product, and they'll order. Even if the design or the product doesn't get many sales a year, if you have over 10,000 designs, there's not much you have to worry about there. And that's one aspect of it, okay? And that's on the side. That's what I call my superstore. Then I have these other stores which are specifically niche determined, and they're very, very strict and stringent to a specific method or process, and that process is using Pinterest advertising. Now, don't get me wrong, I've spoken about other advertising methods. In fact, I do other advertising methods, but Pinterest is one of the great things is that it's about 5 to 7 times cheaper than that of something like a Facebook or even a Google. Google is actually a little more, but it's significantly cheaper. And once again, if you're a member of the course, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know where I go with these things and how I describe it. But regardless, it is significantly cheaper. Something that I will say, though, however, is when you're working with Pinterest, the strategy that I use for advertising is not like most, and I point that out very specifically in the course. That's why I call it the micro ad targeting strategy. And the reason why I do that is because I can get granular. I have that ability, and I know that I have that ability because I have the results to prove it. Like I said, I've shown those results in the past few videos. But the way I advertise allows me to focus in and hone in on very specific niches. Most people cannot do that because of the method of their advertising. They're targeting large masses, they're spending thousands and thousands of dollars before they really find their audience, and then they have to spend more and more thousands of dollars to start retargeting and begin a campaign. So for the same thing that I would spend $100, $200, $500 on, or even $800 on, somebody else would be spending 40, 50, 60,000 to do. And not just because of my advertising capability, but if you think about it, I'm also, there's less steps to the whole process. But my whole goal, like I said, is other than this one superstore through Printbase, is to have all these other smaller stores, but specifically through advertising. Now, some people might ask me, well, is it a bad idea to go with a niche store, or is it a bad idea to go with a general store? And the answer is neither. Neither are really bad, but for beginners, having a niche store is easier because you can either, not either, but you can really upsell a lot easier. It's doesn't take a genius to figure it out. You can cross-sell. You can increase average order value. You can decrease AOV average. Not AOV. Decrease average cost. So cost per acquisition. So consumer acquisition cost, and you can increase, more importantly, conversion rates. Now, that's not to say that that won't exist in a superstore or a large store, but I want to be clear that the goal of my superstore is not necessarily for advertising, it's long-term SEO growth. That's the difference. That's the main key here. And so just because I'm doing something doesn't mean necessarily that you have to. But the reason why I'm putting it out there is because I'm just kind of describing with you guys my game plan in the same way that I would talk about Redbubble back in 2022, where I specifically talked about how we do 60 designs a day, every day, without giving up, without giving in. I'm kind of just sharing my same ideologies here with what I'm doing this year. And I do believe that it's important to level up and do things a little bit different, be better than the year previous. And let's be honest, just off the basis of owning our own stores, we can make more money. We can generate more income. And just to put things into perspective, for every t-shirt that you sell on Redbubble, right, you can make a few dollars here and there, let's say $4, $5, $6, right, depending on your profit margins and things like that. For here, I can make double that easily with stores like that. And more importantly, I actually get to control my traffic. So when I send traffic to my website or I acquire traffic, because through SEO or through hard work that I've done, whatever method it is, that traffic is coming straight to my website. I don't have to worry about traffic coming in through my product and then moving over to another individual's product. And that happens a lot on Redbubble. Like, for example, if somebody was to search on Redbubble, Galaxy t-shirt, and they click on your product through Google SEO, and you did the SEO really good, and then in the recommended, somebody else's product, they're going to click on that other person's product. They're going to purchase that other person's product. You don't get a single sale. You don't get a single penny. And that's kind of the way it works with Redbubble. So I'm not sitting here saying that Redbubble is bad by any means, right? I have 17 stores. I do really good on Redbubble. And I don't have to even touch Redbubble for the next 10 years, and I'll still be making sales every day. But with that being said, it would be illogical to sit here and say that there's no value in owning your own platform. And I think the majority of people have some sort of fear or some sort of negative association with learning how to advertise, learning how to market, learning how to promote, and they let another company handle that for them, which is fine. And if you decide to do that, you're still going to have to pay the price for it. It's not going to be for free, and that's why these platforms exist. So platforms like Redbubble, Zazzle, Merch by Amazon, they're great. They take a lot of the heavy lifting off your shoulders, but you will pay a price for that as a seller, and you're not going to get the most out of your work, which is just basically saying, like, are you going to do something once and for all, or are you going to, tippy-toe around things and maybe not go all in all the way? And granted, everybody's at different levels, and everybody has different times of when they want to do something. I'll always be talking about Redbubble in the future, and Zazzle, and Merch by Amazon, these things, because I do have accounts on these things, and they do provide me an income. But I will also stress and say that, yeah, I think it's very important at one point in time for everybody to have their own platform, their own website, and their own business. So that's really pretty much where I'm at, guys. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. We're going to answer a lot of the different questions people have around Printbase, around setting it up their accounts, doing the advertising. If you want to get started in the advertising, get yourself a 6-month free membership to Printbase. Go ahead and sign up to the course, the Super Ad System Micro Ads Pinterest course. Check it out, link in the description. And of course, sign up and get your 6 months activated, because also, just a little FYI, the 6 months is not going to be here forever. I was talking to the company, and they do plan on cutting it off pretty soon. So just wanted to put it out there so that you guys are aware. And honestly, I don't get to control these kind of things, because they're the ones who are essentially seeing how many people are joining Printbase. And the reason why they're even offering it to begin with is because they want educated sellers who are going to make money on Printbase, all right? That's part of their kind of thing of how they make money, is that they actually produce the products, and they'll do the shipping and the handling and all that kind of stuff for you. So that's kind of part of their business model. But that's all I got to say for now. I'll talk to you guys later. Leave your comments and questions, concerns in the description and the comments down below, and I'll hit you back, all right? Peace out. Bye.